Downtown Vasel.
I'm Zee Garcia.
And this is Zenith. This is a 2 or 4 player game. In the far off future, there's 3 factions: humans, robots, and Animods.
Yeah, cute little puppy dogs, or maybe crocodile faces on human bodies.
And you're manipulating these 3 different factions to control 5 other factions. I've lost what the theme is.
You're yanking on planets, yeah, in order to control 3 times Mercury.
It's a tug-of-war style game. Fortunately, Z will show you more.
Okay.
In the game, the players are going to be taking turns back and forth, trying to attract these planets to their side so they finally fall off the board. If they do so, then they collect it over here, and the players are going to win when they get either 3 of the same color, 4 that are all different, or just 5 planets. Whoever achieves that first is going to be the winner of the game, okay? We begin with the start player over here has 12 credits, their hand of 4 cards, and the opponent, same thing, but they also begin with the blue planet in the middle, 1 tick already towards them to even the first player advantage. Then you are ready to begin. So let's take a look here at the player aid, which is going to show you your options for the turn. So on my turn, I can do one of 3 things. I can recruit an agent. If I want to recruit an agent, I would take a look at my agents. This is my hand of cards. I'm going to pay the credits for the one I want. I'm going to add them to their column, and then I will trigger their abilities. Now, you do get a discount if you've got previous agents in that column. So if this card was already here, and I want to recruit this one, it will cost me 9 instead of 10, because I get a discount of 1 for every blue card already there. And the reverse of that is true. I could play this card for free. It's still my turn, still my action, but it won't cost me any of these credits. So that's the first option I can do, play one of these cards. My second option is developing a technology where I'm going to go to this board, which is modular, by the way, and you can play any one of these thirds either side up. And I am going to discard the corresponding card type, looking at the symbol over here, and I have to pay the appropriate Zenithium, and I will move my piece up and get the reward. If I ever make it up here, then I am going to, besides the reward, get this randomly assigned a bonus token as well. And you'll see there are bonus tokens next to the planets. Those go to the first person to get a planet of that color. This spot, once taken, will not be replenished again. So that is your second option, is moving these up. There's also bonuses across the entire lines, seen over here, where you get to pull a planet 1 step or 2 steps or 3 steps, respectively, based on how high up you get all of your tokens. So once all of my tokens make it to this second level, I'll achieve whatever that last arrival is, plus this bonus over here. Now, third option, I can become the leader. To become the leader, we take a look at this side over here. I will again discard a corresponding card. I will take this leader token, and I am going to get a bonus right here of either 1 Zenithium, which is this currency, credits, or some cards, and then I'll keep this in front of me. Now, if I already had it when I would achieve that symbol, then instead I flip it over to this side. And what this does is modify my hand size at the end of my turn. Normally I would draw back up to 4, but if I have this like so, I draw back up to 5, and of course to 6 if I have it on this side. So those are your 3 options for your turn. Perhaps I'll go ahead and take a go, and I will do this. I'm going to play that card there, 4-1, put that back in the supply. It says I attract the blue planet, and I get 1 Zenithium, which I put in my supply. I will draw back up, and then it is my opponent's turn, who is going to do one of those 3 things as well. They can choose whichever one they want to. Perhaps they will discard this card to come over here. They will take this. They're going to gain 1 Zenithium themselves, and then they'll draw 2 cards to bring them back up to 5 cards in hand. This is going to continue with the players fighting over where the planets are until eventually, like I said, they pull them off the board on this side. You will lock it over here, and then we put a new one out in the center at the end of your turn. I also would have earned these credits here, and then this goes away. And you continue to doing these actions, gaining various bonuses until somebody is the winner. I'm not going to go over all the symbols that you see here, but you do have an effects description here that explains what every symbol means, how you gain various things, and so on. So there you go. That's going to do it for the overview. Let's go ahead and go back up top.
I'm a big fan of the look of this game. It has a very bright, cheerful look. The planets are colorful. The discs are good. I mean, it feels like an upgraded game.
Right out of the box. Yeah, it feels like the bits are really, really nice. And you're right, it pops. It's sort of charming. Like the whole thing immediately you're like, oh, this is pretty. This is not... It's not like one of those oppressive futures. Oh, the robots are dreary. The animals, okay. Everything's sort of like alarmingly cute without being sugary, you know.
Right. My only complaint, and it's a fairly decent complaint, is they give you a play array to tell you what all the little symbols mean. But there's a lot of variations, I guess would be the best way. Yeah. And there was the occasional time where I had to say, I'm pretty sure this means this because I couldn't find that exact combo somewhere on it. And again, it wasn't like I couldn't figure it out. I could. I just found it to be odd. It felt like there was too many symbols, and there's a couple symbols that did things that I would not be used to, like stealing a card from someone else and or discarding a card. The symbols are a little close.
Yeah.
Once you get used to it, not a problem at all. I didn't think it was a huge issue. I thought it was a small issue.
Yeah. I'd rather have this than it be written out, like language dependent. I know why they do it this way, so they can make this in French and English and whatever else, and then just change the written, documentation. But it was on the right side of that argument for me. I agree there's a lot of it, but I'd rather have this than written out words.
I just think I would have preferred an extra couple pages in the rule book that had some of the different cases of cards.
Yeah, show me every possibility.
And then just tell me what it does. I look it up. Because, again, I'm making my best judgment, but not everyone's going to be able to pull that off, maybe. Yeah. And there might be an argument over it.
There's some deciphering that has to happen.
It's such an interesting game. Before we get into the gameplay itself, I do want to quickly mention it's 2 or 4 players.
Yeah.
I've not played 4 players, and I got to be honest, I have no desire to, because from reading the rules, it really feels like you're just playing half of a game, and that never interests me.
I have played with 4, and that's not too far off. There's some, dealing with the other player. You can pass a card when you go do the control, take that token. And that's interesting enough, I suppose, but it does feel like we're accommodating a 2-player game to fit 4 people. I'd much rather just have access to everything. I can look at my whole hand, and it's all playable. If you play with 4, some of the colors you're holding, which are on their side of your board, just can't be played. You have to give it to them to play, and you have to take an action to do that. It's okay. It is a better 2-player game.
It's actually an interesting 2-player game. They mention on the back of it, they don't even give the theme first. They go, Zenith is a strategy game based on a tug-of-war mechanic.
Yeah.
Right, straight out the gate. And it feels almost like it fits in the old Cosmos 2-player, well, I guess it's the Cosmos 2-player line style of games.
Yeah.
But it also feels like a step up for that. This is a tug-of-war game that gives me a good amount of options. I'm playing a card. I'm thinking about future cards. It has that card cheapening mechanism that Hadara has, which I like a lot. Mm-hmm. But I also am collecting Zenithium, sorry.
That's what it's called.
Zenithium to move up the different tracks.
Right.
Or I can take a basic action to get more cards, which in this game is a big deal. And knowing what card and what things to fight over, I just felt like there was more than normal. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a out the gate you would play with anybody. I don't think so. I think there's a little bit more going on. But if you play a game like Battle Line, Lost Cities, or something like that, and they're like, oh, I like this, what else is there? I'd be like, well, this is a slight step up.
I like that it manages to do a lot with what doesn't feel like a tremendous amount of sort of mental load. On your turn, you do one of 3 things. Play a card, pay for that thing, pull planets or whatever. Go over here and move up these tracks. Go go over here and steal the bigger hand bonus and get a little thing. Like, there's not a lot, and yet the sauce that happens between all these things, having a larger hand size, is important. That matters. You have more options. That discount thing just feels good. To play a card that costs 6, and you're like, bam, that cost me 2. Because I've got all these others already. I mean, something even as simple as you win with 3 of the same color, or 4 different, or just any 5. You're gonna try for some stuff. If you can pull it off, you'll be like, I'm taking that orange planet.
But it's also a game where you're watching what your opponent does.
Absolutely,
like
yeah.
If I see you take 2 of the same...
Oh, you're not getting another one. I mean, everything goes in that basket then, and there's this great reactionary feel, but you still get to do your own thing. There's a fantastic amount of push and pull. I mean, the last game we played, it was like me just clawing this one planet back from the edge so you wouldn't take it and win the whole thing, and I was actually able to turn that around and sneak in another one. You know?
I really thought I had that game too.
And the game allows for a lot of those fun reversals of fortune where you can be sneaky with what you're doing. It's a game that if you enjoy rewards, if you enjoy that idea of, I level up over here on this track and suddenly I'm getting 10 credits and now they're all on the second level, so I get to pull a planet 2 towards me and boom, look at that, I just earned one. You're going to have fun cascading things.
And a lot of stuff in this game works because it's a 2-player game in the sense of if I'm doing all these sneaky things and hitting you, but in a 2-player game it doesn't bother me. Mm-hmm. Because you hurting me is helping you. I'm pulling this away from you.
Right.
And it's very interactive because of that.
It is.
And it allows you to pull off some pretty big moves. You can be like, look at this. And like, wow, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you'll win, though. And I feel like big cards that cost a lot, which do pretty powerful things, you have to work your way to getting them. Either getting a lot of cash or building up a lot of cards. Right. So it's not a luck of the draw. Although there are times where I'm like, I really need an animal card so I can get this one action I'm trying to do.
And that's one of the negatives of the game is, of course, it's still luck of the draw. You're going from a hand of 4 cards to, and that's quite a large deck of cards, to maybe getting 5. That's a big deal because it's a restricted hand size, because it can be punishing. So that's not a negligible thing, having a hand of 5 or having a hand of 6 is a big, boon. You get to see that many more things, have that many more places accessible to you. I think that would be one of my small negatives is sometimes you really need a human to discard to do the thing, and you're like, well, I just don't have it. Or I haven't seen a blue card in a while or whatever.
And it might be a negative for some people, too. I said you got to watch your opponent like a hawk, but you're watching multiple things. Okay, you moved up on that track. You might get that bonus token. You're about to win over here, and I'm over here. Well, you have a discount of 4 on that. There's a lot going on, and I enjoy that. You can also play very loose and not be so focused on that. But if you're trying to win, there's a lot to keep track of.
What do you think about the game's sort of... It has a small meanness to it in it where you can sort of discard the other player's discounts or just steal them when they become discounts on your side.
That would normally bother me, but in a 2-player game, and there's so much of it happening, and there's very little that you can't come back from.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you stole 3, you stole a red and a green from me. My discounts are higher now. I guess I'll get some more money. Okay, and I'll start building up again. And you even have ways to blow up your own line. They deliberately put that in there. You enjoy getting a 5 discount in red, but you want to discard all of those so that you can move your disc more spaces.
Yeah.
So I never felt, in all the games I played, I never felt that it was impossible to come back.
Right.
So I enjoy that. I enjoy this game a lot, actually. I think it's just a really solid, across-the-board, fun, bright and cheerful 2-player game that you can play light or more strategically, either way. But it has more rules than other games, but also feels lighter than some. Like, I've been mentioning Lost Cities a couple times here. That game has fewer rules, but also I sit there and go, I'm just like, the whole game I'm super tense.
Agonize about things, and this one feels less agonizing.
Right, so I'm giving this one an 8 out of 10. It's very enjoyable. I can see this one being one I'm going to play down the road. I have one other person. They haven't played games like this, and I'm like, oh, tug-of-war. I'm a big fan of tug-of-war. This one really fits that category for me.
I like it quite a bit too. I'm coming in higher. I'm going to give it a 9. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I love the production. I love the look, the vibrancy of the whole thing. I love cards with powers anyway. And you wrap them up in this package with that visceral pull the planets towards you, at its core mechanism. Everybody understands tug-of-war. I want to get this thing on my side. You add in all the special abilities. Yes, there's a few too many, and they're a little weird to understand sometimes. That's one of the, small negatives. Luck of the draw, that's one of the small negatives. But overall, this is a very interesting little game, one that I definitely can see myself playing a lot. And it's interesting this is a second effort here, sophomore effort from Playpunk. This feels nothing like their first game, the flipping, a pirate flip game.
Oh, wow.
What is that called?
Captain Flip?
Captain Flip, right, which was an award, nominated game, award-winning, I think, even.
I didn't realize it was the same company.
Yeah, so this is a second game from them.
And the designers did Castle Combo before.
Yeah.
That's a good pedigree.
Really neat stuff. For me, 9 out of 10. Very good.
Well, there you go, folks. That's Zenith. I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Zee Garcia.
I'm a human. Z's an Animod.
I'm an Animod, mostly Animod on the weekends.
Moo. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. You can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vasel.